video, we're going to get an insight on how the U.S. government really operates, and just most clearly how Barack Obama personally is not only despotic, but just clearly above the law and pure evil, and this act that he just committed should be impeached for immediately. Now, as we know, WikiLeaks has been the target of many attacks ever since releasing information about what our government is doing with our money that we elected, and the government doesn't seem to like that. What a freaking surprise. Previously, we talked about how a Democratic group linked to Hillary Clinton accused Julian Assange of pedophilia and taking $1 million from Russia, illegally trying to frame him in doing so. You could watch this video in the description below. But now we're finding out more information about how the Obama administration sent a plane load of FBI agents in order to frame Julian Assange. Iceland had to kick them out of the country. We're getting information from an Icelandic parliament member who was asked, quote, "You are the minister who refused to cooperate with the FBI because you suspected their agenda on mission in Iceland were of trying to frame Julian Assange. Do you confirm this?" This Icelandic parliament member responded by saying yes. What happened was that in June 2011, U.S. authorities made some approaches to us indicating that they had knowledge of hackers wanting to destroy software systems in Iceland. And see, this is no surprise that the U.S. government uses a false line, lying to the Icelandic government in order to get the end. We're here to help you. There's something happening. Some hackers are going to attack you, but we're here to help. This Icelandic parliament member continues, "I was a minister at the time. They offered help. I was suspicious, well aware that a helping hand might easily become a manipulating hand. Later in the summer, in August, they sent a plane load of FBI agents to Iceland seeking our cooperation in what I understood as an operation to set up and frame Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Since they had not been authorized by the Icelandic authorities to carry out police work in Iceland, and since a crackdown on WikiLeaks was not on my agenda, to say the least, I ordered that all cooperation with them be promptly terminated, and I also made it clear that they had to cease all activities in Iceland immediately." And as we know, Iceland has been very favorable to whistleblowers, and Julian Assange actually talked to the Icelandic government trying to help Edward Snowden seek asylum in that country. But I think the bigger story is that this operation didn't end in Iceland. This Icelandic parliament member goes on, and he says that he believes that the FBI went to other countries, at least to Denmark, in order to continue their operation to frame Julian Assange. And as we know, Assange is embattled in huge legal fights in the Ecuadorian embassy, currently on asylum in that international territory in London, and many people are saying this was originally from a frame-up. And you could also look at the evidence. This article will be in the description below, talking about how there's evidence showing how Julian Assange was framed, and that's why he's in the Ecuadorian embassy and can't get out. Now, there's a lot of speculation that he's not doing well, that he's captured, that he's murdered, that he's missing. But to bring more context to this story, Lori Love, who's a hacker that has recently lost an extradition case to the United States that we covered in this video, talked about how he just saw Julian at the embassy. Just to bring out and clear out some of the speculations, because I know people in the comment section are going to be like, oh no, but he's dead and he's missing. We're getting information showing that that is not the case, and that has been the topic of many sensational so-called alternative media out there, and I just wanted to clear that up before continuing on, talking about how this attack on WikiLeaks is not only an attack on them, but it's an attack on anybody who questions authority, anyone who brings out the darkness and shines a light on it. And that's why we're seeing proponents of fake news, real fake news, MSNBC, take hardcore Clinton fanatics, manufactured fake news, and use that on their platform to try to discredit WikiLeaks. Meanwhile, MSNBC and other mainstream media platforms are the one pushing a war against us. Washington Post listed us by name, WeAreChange, as a so-called fake news Russian propaganda outlet, which is utterly full of crap. And now we're seeing the repercussions of that. The House and Senate passed a bill banning so-called fake Russian news propaganda. And now we're seeing Facebook rolling out its censorship initiatives to stop you from figuring out the hardcore truth of how the government really freaking operates with your money, with your full support. We're supposed to be aware of everything that the government's doing. And if you really find out what's happening, they're going to try to set you up and frame you and put you in jail for the rest of your life. And that's exactly how the U.S. government works. It's despotic, it's evil, it's draconian, and Barack Obama should be impeached immediately for this freaking crime. Share this video. Go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/wearechange.org. Like us, and also in your feed, click see first. And let us know, because this crackdown just was announced right now. This censorship initiative was just announced right now. Let us know if they're censoring you from real information, from the real truth that's supported for you and by you. But most importantly, as a backup, before we get completely censored on Facebook, go to WeAreChange.org, sign up on our email list, because this information war is intensifying in such a grand scale that we may not be around for much longer. We're seeing the establishment lose all power, and in that phase, they are extremely dangerous and will go through extraordinary lengths in order to stop you from finding out what's happening. Share this video, like, support real, unfiltered, independent media here on youtube.com/WeAreChange.